Have you ever wondered exactly how to prepare healthy food that actually tastes good? Well, stay tuned while Avita Tizano and yours truly, Nice Collins, show you just how to do it and give you something better, a taste of paradise.
Welcome to A Taste of Paradise. My name is Avita Tizano, and today we're going to talk about seeds, and more seeds. Our first recipe is going to be a blueberry chia seed recipe. Let's see the ingredients. 1/2 cup of chia seeds, 2 cups of almond milk, 5 to 6 dates pitted, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom, 1/8 teaspoon of mineral salt, and fresh or frozen blueberries, 1 banana, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and a pinch of salt. So what we did was we take these chia seeds, which are amazing. They are high in protein. They are a complete protein. They have 9 essential amino acids. They are a great source of minerals and vitamins. And we are taking the chia seeds and combining it with almond milk. And if you're wondering how to make almond milk, look at one of my previous videos from season 1. We did the almond milk. This is soaked overnight. So now I prepared this beforehand, and you see the term is called gelatinous. It gets very gelatinous. So we want to put the chia seeds in the food processor. Dates, salt, the vanilla extract, the cardamom and the coriander, and we want to process it. After the ingredients are all processed, we want to add the banana. Bananas are a great source of potassium. Wonderful. Break up the banana. Process. Want to make sure that everything is combined, no lumps. There's a little lump there. We get a bowl. Add your blueberries. And this is so filling. It's wonderful. And there you have it. Look at this. The blueberries add so much color, and it's so delicious. Our next recipe will be a cheesy hemp sauce. The ingredients are 1/3 cup of water, 1 clove of garlic, 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of tahini, 2 tablespoons of chopped onions, 1 teaspoon of chopped dates, 1 red bell pepper seeded roughly chopped, 1 cup of hemp seeds, half a cup of nutritional yeast, 2 teaspoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, a half a teaspoon of mineral sea salt, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1/8 teaspoon of turmeric. Now we're going to use the food processor because I want it a little chunky. So we start with hemp seed. Hemp seed is a great source of the essential fatty acids. It is a power food. It's high in protein. It's good when you want to work out and you want that extra oomph. Hemp seeds are wonderful. We combine the hemp seed, the water, the red bell peppers, the date, the nutritional yeast, the onion, the Bragg's aminos, the salt, the cayenne, and the turmeric. And we process. So we're going to plate it now. It smells incredible. And it is a great source of protein, like I said, and it's so good for people that work out and they want that extra protein. Look at the colors. The taste of it kind of reminds you of pimento cheese. So I'm going to try it. I have celery sticks and zucchinis and carrots. Let's see. This is so good. Remember, live life fresh.
Ooh, this is not easy. How y'all doing? Well, see, Evita's making all this food and didn't even leave any for me. Well, that's all right. I went to get my own food because we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook on this Taste of Paradise program. And I know you all will enjoy. But most importantly, today we're going to do something really special. As you remember from past, we are now in the VIP room. I think you all remember what the VIP room is. I know it's a very important place, a very important room of the house. And normally when we think of VIP room, we think of executive clubs. We think of maybe even a club and there's a special area or just a place where special people go. Well, I want to invite everybody here today to the VIP room. And as a matter of fact, I think you even have it in your own home. And it is the kitchen. I know many people would think, oh, the bedroom is important or maybe even the bathroom. Now, yeah, the bathroom is important. You use it, you live. You don't use it, you may die. But all of that is good. But today, the kitchen, we find out, is the most important place. There's an old saying, and it's written, and it says, upon many graves, it was written, why the person? If we could really see why it's written, why they're there, it says because of poor cookery. And so if we can cook properly and we can make this kitchen the most important room in the house, then maybe there won't be so many tombstones anymore and we can all live. But here's the key. A lot of people say, okay, I want to use my VIP room. As a matter of fact, I've spent all of this money on this thing. As a matter of fact, when you look at renovations and you know, you watch these shows on TV, which room do they spend the most money on? Probably the kitchen. And so what we're going to do now, we're going to take advantage of this. Why spend $3, $4, $5, $10, $15,000 on a room and we barely use it? My friend was sharing the other day that he knows somebody that has a 3,000 square foot kitchen. That's bigger than where I live, but they barely use it. So now we're going to use it today. And a lot of people say, okay, all right, nice. We want to use it, but how do we do it? Well, here's the first thing. As you see, I went shopping here. I bought a lot of good, healthy food. We're going to look at some staples and different items of that nature. But first and most importantly, we got to make sure there's a certain area in this VIP room. It's where you stock the goods. A lot of times when I go into people's home and they say, I would love to learn how to cook and what do I need to do? The first thing I go to is the refrigerator. And so many times when we go to this refrigerator, I just came from one home and I went and I opened the refrigerator and it like scared me. It was so much stuff in that fridge, I didn't know what to do. How can we cook something when it looks like something is already cooking in the fridge? And y'all know what I'm talking about. Stuff has been in that fridge for years. Let's not even talk about that door handle. Y'all know what I'm talking about, those little containers with that red little paste in there. Man, if you look at the dates, it already expired. Expire usually is supposed to mean in the future. Our expiration date has already passed. We need to start clearing up the refrigerator. You know, there's an old saying, you don't know where you're going if you don't know where you're at. So let's find out where we're at. Let's clean up the kitchen. And as I went into that home and I looked at the fridge, I said, well, look here, brother, before we can start cooking today, we need to have some direction, so a path cleared out for us. And so he said, what should I do? I said, let's clean the fridge. And the funniest thing, because as you see, we went shopping and we bought all this food, there was no place to put it. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we forget about that fridge and we buy another one. We have 2 fridges now, so we have so much blessings, and you know what I'm talking about there as well. We become overblessed, but we started to work on that fridge and started cleaning it. And you know what the funniest thing was? We had so much room when we finished cleaning the fridge. He had like 2 shelves empty and ready to roll. But there was 2 big garbage bags on the floor because there was so much stuff in there that was growing. And I don't know. If the police would have came and they would have thought he was making something else. You know what I'm talking about? But let's not grow anymore in the fridge. We have gardens for that. So let's clean it up. Let's get some direction. And now, after we've done that part, we have to find out, what are we going to stock the VIP room with? Many rooms are stocked with a lot of things, and you know what I'm talking about, different items of the nature. But this VIP room, the kitchen, the most important place of the house, we're going to stock it with some simple staple items that everybody can access, simple, cheap, cost-effective, and there's about 5 of them. You can probably add 6 or 7, but today we're just going to stick with 5 items that when you go to the store, you need to pick up. Don't leave your VIP room unstocked without these items. So there's 5 staple items that we're going to show you here that every room, VIP room, should have. Number 1, you should have some fruits, any kind. Enjoy them, bananas and apples and berries and you name it. But fruits is good, but that's not the only thing. You also need some whole grains. All right, now you notice we didn't just say grains, we said whole grains, such as brown rice and whole wheat pasta and whole wheat bread, you know what I mean? They just call it the W's, whole. Make sure everything is whole. Then there's another key item that needs to be in every VIP room, and it is your veggies. You have the spinach, you have the kale, you have the carrots and pumpkins. You know, some consider it a fruit. Whatever you consider, that's fine. Veggies, make sure you have your veggies. Then here's another key ingredient, and you need some nuts, all right? Nuts and seeds. You have the cashews and the walnuts, sunflower seeds, almonds. Make sure you have these groups going, okay? That's just the first 4. And then here's the key item here as we wrap up, beans. Make sure you have beans in the house, lentils and kidney beans and chickpeas and pigeon peas and you name it, lentils and the whole works. Just make sure you have them in the bag, in a can. And we're going to look at some of those items because people say, nice, we always want to know, when you go shopping, what do you buy? Well, don't worry about me. There's a simple blueprint that's given to all of us. And it's the fruits and the grains and the nuts. And then we have the veggies. And then we'll look at some of the other items. So if you want to see, let's start with some of those. Here's some of the items that we're going to pick up right now. We got the first one, which is the fruits, okay? You all remember what the fruits were. We have the bananas. Bananas, good for constipation, good for diarrhea. It's good for everything. I know you don't want to talk about these things while we're in the kitchen, but hey, it's good for that anyway. And the potassium and all of those those items. I remember there was a lady, she finally, unfortunately, she was sick, and she went into the hospital, and the doctors were going to give her potassium. And she said, doctor, no potassium. Give me a banana, please. The doctor said, it's too late for bananas, miss. You should have ate the bananas while you were outside healthy instead of waiting until you're sick in the hospital. So, hey, if we're in the VIP room, grab yourself some bananas. Bananas are fantastic. What are some of the other items? Oh, apples. Oh, well, you know, it was time to eat, y'all, so I just had to eat, you know, and so as you can see, the bag is open. So we have some apples. An apple a day will keep disease away. I know they usually say keep the doctor away. We don't want to keep doctors away. It's good to go in and get your checkups and stuff of that nature. You remember, we don't know where we're at or where we're going if we don't know where we're at. So please, eat an apple a day. These are fantastic. What else do we have here? We have some kiwi, fantastic for the immune system. These are just nice little items to keep around the house. You have your oranges, or these are like little tangerines. I like these because these are really easy. Oranges is just too much time to be cutting and all that stuff. I just rip this open and it's a done deal. So that is good. What are some other fruits we can? Oh my. You know, they used to say, that what Eve ate from the tree was apple. I kind of beg to differ. It may have been a mango. It's too sweet. Apples are great, but they're not as good as a mango. So I think that mango came off, and let's just seek God in all things and study the Bible, and that should be enough knowledge for us. What are some other fruits that we should have? Tomatoes. I don't want no problems in here today. But yeah, tomato. What is a fruit? A fruit, as the Bible says, is something that bears a seed. So we have the tomato. It has seeds, so a.k.a. fruit. Is that all right? So we have the fruits there. What is another fruit? Oh, my. Red bell peppers, as we can see here. Do you know red bell peppers are amazing for you? When you think of vitamin C, normally we think of like oranges and tangerines and kiwi and stuff of that nature. But I need y'all to try something new. Do you know it is shown that red bell peppers contain up to 4 times the amount of vitamin C than an orange? Now, let's call a timeout. Are we saying oranges are bad? Not at all. Oranges are fantastic. But cold and flu season come around, I'm not running and buying supplements. I'm running and buying me some red bell peppers. Some people call them sweet peppers. Whatever the name, just eat them. They are fantastic. Now, you notice I said the red, not the green, not the orange, not the yellow, the pink. They got purple ones these days. The red ones is the key items that you want to get. And one last fruit that we have here is avocado. Some call it aguacate. Or zaboka. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The avocado. Now, I know a lot of times when you buy these avocados, some may be ripe and some are not ripe, or sometimes none of them are ripe, or all of them are green. That's actually a good thing. Still buy it, because what I like to do a lot of times when we go to people's home, remember how the fridge was growing things, is because they buy everything ripe at the same time. Now, we're not going to eat everything in the same moment, all right? So in order to stock this VIP room, you have to plan. You can't just plan for that day. You have to plan for the whole week. So I buy 1 or 2 that's ripe and ready and tender to go, and then I buy a couple that are green. And even though I live in a city, I grow my own. And what I mean is I buy the green ones and I put them under. I take care of them, keep them in the dark. And when the time is ready, I grab them. So I pluck them. I don't pluck them off the tree as they should, but I pluck them out of the cabinet and stuff of that nature. So avocado, please buy some ripe, buy some unripe, and you should be good. But let's go to the next food group, which is grains. This is crucial. A lot of people try to eat healthy and enjoy, a taste of paradise. Now, paradise does have a lot of fruits, but also grains. And we're going to go into like menu planning and items of that nature. If you only eat fruits in the morning for breakfast, what's going to happen in an hour or two? You're starving. But you also need to have a complete diet, and that's why we're going to look at some grains here. So let's grab some grains, and you all know what I'm talking about here. I'll just grab them. I'm talking about oats. Okay, so you have the oats here. This is old-fashioned oats. You also have, this one was open. No problem. We're in the kitchen. I'm making a mess. Have a good time. So you have the quick oats as well. The quick oats right here is fantastic. What else do we have? We have some other whole grains, which is whole wheat pasta. I know we talk about whole grains and all of that stuff, but a lot of times we skip. We eat whole wheat bread. We eat oats and all of that stuff. But when it comes to pasta, it's like we jump off the ship, you know what I mean? And we go for the white pasta. Now, that white pasta is going to cause a little problem, such as AKA constipation. And so that's why we use what? Whole wheat pasta. This is fantastic. You can buy so many. And a matter of fact, they're doing a very good job now with the whole wheat pastas. You remember back in the days when I used to be young? I don't think you all were around back then. Well, when I used to be young and they started making this whole wheat pasta, oh man, it was a, if you don't mind, it was a disaster. The thing was rough, and you would eat it. You're like, Mom, can I get the other real stuff? Because this whole wheat stuff is no good. But here's a little rule of thumb. For some reason, along the way, I learned that if something went in rough, it usually came out soft. All right, I'm sorry, excuse me, but it's just the truth. When it goes in rough, because of the fiber and stuff of that nature, it gets in and it keeps things moving and pushes things out, and they come out soft. But when something goes in smooth, white bread, white rice, white pasta, you know that it may not even come out sometimes. Of course, it'll come out, but it'll come out rough. People are there and struggling and praying, Lord, help me, for number 2, you know, when you go to the bathroom. So please, whole grains. And the last item that I have here besides that is a whole grain rice. This is brown rice, okay? Now, there's a lot of rice out there that look brown, but it's not whole grain, a.k.a. parboiled rice. That means they just went ahead and cooked it a little bit for you, treated it a little bit. But whole grain brown rice is crucial staple to have in your VIP room, along with the other ones. How can you tell if your rice is a whole grain? When you look at it closely, it should have 3 parts to it. Okay, you ready for the 3 parts? First part, it should have some fiber on it. So when you look at the brown rice, you see little specks and stuff of that nature. That's a good sign, okay? That helps keep things moving. Then you'll see at the end of it a little white spot. That's called the germ, a.k.a. wheat germ, right? And so you have that there. And then you have the endosperm, which is just the white rice, the cheapest thing around. And then we have the whole wheat bread. Now, it's best to go ahead and make your own bread. Because you ever try to buy bread in a store that was healthy? I mean, they have so many ingredients in them. You just, one whole side of the loaf has like 1 million ingredients. You can't keep up with it. The only bread that I found, if I'm on the move and stuff, is like whole wheat pita bread. They only use about 4 or 5, maybe 6 ingredients. This is a good sign of a good bread. And so I need us to try and look for that. And if you can't find it, there's no reason why you should be using white bread per se. You can go ahead and start making your own bread. So we have the fruits, we have the grains. Let's go to some more here. We're going to move on to some nuts, okay? What are some nuts that we should have in our VIP room? Okay, here's the VIP room. We have Brazil nuts. Fantastic. I don't know if you remember a couple shows that we've used Brazil nuts. It's crucial to make some nice, really healthy gravy. And if somebody's looking to like stop, you know what I mean, smoking, and you wanted to help them, of course, we're going to pray for them. But number 2, Brazil nuts helps with the cessation there to help them move away from smoking. Almonds is a crucial item to have. You can make almond milk. You can make almond cheese. You put it in your cereal, as we've done previously. And then walnuts is fantastic. There's a whole little tip there. What organ of the body is the walnut good for? Well, it looks like the what? The brain, so it's good for the brain. It provides omegas along with flaxseed, or some call it linseed. So enjoy these. However, in moderation, please. Sometimes we only want you to have a handful of nuts. Some of us do hands full. Some of us do a whole bag full. Some of us eat a whole can full. And we're wondering why we can't balance those blessings. Too much nuts, too much fat. Too much of a good thing could be a bad thing. So we have the nuts there. And I just wanted to share a couple of other items. If you look on your food pyramid and stuff, you'll notice that it talks about the nuts, pistachios. I forgot about this one. This one is fantastic for people dealing with anemia. This provides a good amount of iron, and it's fantastic. You could buy them unsalted, great. If not, take it anyway. It's still good for you. Then we have the olive oil there, which is fantastic. Extra virgin, cold pressed. And sometimes you want to try the light tasting one when you're making desserts and recipes where you don't want that strong olive oil flavor. You go for the light one. Then we found some nice healthy soy butter as well. As you see that there, this is pretty good. They're doing a good job But stay tuned. Stay tuned and keep watching the program. We're going to show you how to make your own butter. And if you don't mind, this is a taste of paradise, right? You cannot have or go without coconut milk in your VIP room. This is crucial. And we'll explain. Some people are afraid of coconut milk. I'm not sure why. It's actually good for you. If you get stranded on an island, you can live off of coconut, the water, for who knows how long, and then by the mercies of God. So coconut milk, have one around, but please, moderation. Sometimes people take this whole thing and they're just pouring it in everything. We're going to use some recipes with this, so make sure you stock your VIP room. But let's move on to a couple of last items here. Ooh, I just remembered quinoa. Quinoa, y'all know quinoa. This is fantastic, good for high in protein. So we have our fruits here, we have our grains, we have our nuts, and now we're going to go to one or two last items in my bag. I bought so much food, I could barely keep up with it. Beans. Make sure you have the beans. This is necessary. This is a fundamental food. We're going to do a special program called Pinching the Pennies, all right? Don't let the penny pinch you. You pinch the penny, and we'll show you that by just using grains and nuts and beans, you can actually save quite a bit. So we have the lentils there. Those are the dried ones. We can also, I got some more over here. You can also buy them in a can. I know everybody gives grief. Don't worry, the can, too much salt and all that stuff. Man, just buy it in a can. Sometimes, who's going to wait a whole day for pinto beans to cook, you know? We were running late and stuff of that nature. So please, get some in a can as well. You know, you may have uninvited guests, a.k.a. family, always coming over, trying to take over your house and eat all your food. So have some of these where you can make something really nice and tasty. So I have the chickpeas there, light red kidney beans, even some olives. Olives are very good for people, even people dealing with a little kidney affliction or whatever. They say 5 olives a day is usually helpful. But make sure any of these items that you implement, follow along with your doctor's instruction. And then we can't finish without having some veggies. So we went ahead and we have some key veggies here. As we have the starchy veggies first. So what do I have? I have potatoes. Always keep some potatoes in your house. Crucial. I have some corn. This is the starchy items, a.k.a. grains as well. Sweet potato. Fantastic. One of the best potatoes you can find around town. And nothing wrong with some corn tortillas. I know people get on the Mexican case. Don't eat Mexican food. But actually, it's pretty good for you, especially when you have the corn tortilla. Not the flour tortilla, but corn. We have a little pumpkin there. And you can't finish without having some veggies. All right? And so we have asparagus. We have broccoli. Asparagus, broccoli. What else do we have here? We have the carrots. Beets, onions, garlic, onions and garlic, radishes, good for allergies as well. People dealing with sinusitis and stuff. Beets, fantastic for the anemia. These are the key items. As you see, I'm about to have a party here in the VIP room, and some onions. So enjoy them, but make sure your VIP room is stocked. Don't spend money on everything else. Spend money on your health and eat something good. A taste of paradise.